The moment you get laid off, your mind starts racing. Bills, family, pride, fear. I know because I've lived it. In more than 30 years of working, I've been laid off 3 times. And every single time, it felt like the floor disappeared under my feet. Not a stumble, not a rough patch. The floor, gone. And in that moment, none of the career advice in the world matters. You're not thinking about your resume. You're thinking about how you're going to walk back through your front door and hold it together. I see you. I know exactly where you are right now. And that's why I made this video. Let me say something that most business channels will never say. What you're feeling right now is not weakness. It is not an overreaction. It is not something you need to push past as quickly as possible. Losing a job shakes something deep. It's not just a paycheck. It's the alarm clock that suddenly has no purpose. It's the colleagues you won't see on Monday. It's the version of yourself that existed inside that role that now has to figure out where it belongs. That is a real loss, and you are allowed to grieve it. You don't have to perform strength right now. Not for your family, not for your network, not for social media. Give yourself a window, 24, maybe 48 hours to feel the full weight of it. Be angry if you need to be. Be scared if you need to be. Call someone you trust and tell them the truth. Just make one promise to yourself in that window. Don't do anything permanent because of a temporary emotion. Don't send the email you can't take back. Don't post something in anger. Don't call your former boss and say everything you've been holding in for 2 years. I know the temptation is real, but your name is going to outlast that company. Protect it. Now let's talk about the battle nobody warns you about. It's not the job market. It's the economy. It's the voice inside your head that starts lying to you. That voice will say, maybe I wasn't actually that good. Maybe they saw something I couldn't see in myself. Maybe I've peaked. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is fear, and it is lying to you. Let me tell you what actually happened. A room full of people who don't know the full story of your career made a financial decision. They looked at a spreadsheet, they moved numbers around, and your position disappeared. That is not a verdict on your talent. That is not a judgment on your character. That is not the final word on your future. You are a line item in a budget. You are not a line item in life. Your career belongs to you. And no one, no company, no layoff, no bad quarter can take that from you. Here's one of the most dangerous traps after a layoff. Waiting until everything feels right before you start moving. Your brain will whisper, wait until you've processed this fully. Wait until the timing is better. Wait until you feel like yourself again. Don't wait. Momentum heals something that stillness can't. Update your resume while the work is still fresh in your mind. Reach out to your network, not to beg, but to reconnect. Tell people you're exploring your next move, because most careers are not rebuilt through job applications. They are rebuilt through conversations. Now, I want to tell you something that's going to sound completely counterproductive. While you're in between jobs, volunteer somewhere. I know what you're thinking. I need income. Why would I give away my time for free? A layoff doesn't just take your paycheck. It takes your structure. It takes your routine. It takes the rhythm that kept you anchored every single week. And without that rhythm, the days start to blur. The search starts to feel endless. Your confidence quietly erodes from 1,000 small moments of stillness and silence. Volunteering gives you something back that a job search can't. It gives you a sense of contribution, which is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. When you are contributing to something outside yourself, your brain stops telling you that you have no value, because you can see your value in real time with real people. And some of the best professional connections were made through volunteer work, not in boardrooms, not at networking events. in the middle of showing up and serving. So find a cause that matters to you: a food bank, a mentorship program, a local nonprofit. Give a few hours a week, not just for them, for you. Now I want to ask you something that most people are too afraid to sit with. Was that actually where you were supposed to stay? Because in 30 years of career experience, I've seen it over and over again. Some of the most powerful pivots didn't start with ambition. They started with a layoff. People who stayed too long in roles that slowly dimmed them down got pushed out of their comfort zone by force and found something they never would have had the courage to pursue on their own. I'm not going to romanticize it. Being pushed is not the same as choosing, but the question is worth asking, because sometimes the door that closes is not a punishment, it's a redirection. So here's where I want to leave you. Not with a checklist, not with 5 productivity hacks, with one instruction. Somewhere in the middle of your job search, I want you to set aside some quiet time and ask yourself this question: if I could do anything at all, what would it be? Not what's realistic, not what pays the best, not what your parents would approve of. What would you do if the only thing standing between you and it was a plan? And then I want you to start thinking through how you could actually get it done. Because here's what I know after more than 3 decades: the most dangerous thing you can do is spend your entire career building someone else's dream, while yours sits quietly in the back of your mind waiting. As you step into your next opportunity, and you will, go all in. Give it everything you've got, but at the same time, be intentional. Start building something that doesn't require you to wait for someone else to give you permission. Something that doesn't disappear when the floor drops out. Something that is yours. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be ready tomorrow. It just has to be started. Because the version of you that comes out of this moment, if you let it, will be more clear, more grounded, and more intentional than the version that walked in. You're going to survive this. And when you do, don't just find a job, find a direction. Before I go, I need 2 things from you. First, if this hit home today, hit subscribe. Not for the algorithm, but because this channel is built for people who want the real conversation, not the polished version, the real one. If that's you, stay with us. Second, send me your questions. Drop them in the comments. Tell me what you're wrestling with right now, because your questions are the fuel that keeps this channel alive. I don't make content for content's sake. I make it because real people are navigating real things: layoffs, leadership, identity, doubt, starting over. Send me all of it, because the next video might be yours. I'll see you in the next one.